Michael Orr was born in 1986, same year that I was born in.
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yes, and he was born, unfortunately, right in the middle of the cocaine epidemic that was sweeping a lot of the inner cities in the United States.
Yeah.
He was one of 12 children born to a mother who had fallen victim to crack.
Sure.
In fact, it's cheap,
Yeah,
highly available, extremely addictive. And if you think about that, he's one of 12 kids.
That's a lot.
Like, that's insane. I mean, that's nuts. His father basically disappeared. Mother was in and out of rehab, and she was an addict for the great majority of his life. He was a fascinating kid because growing up in and out of foster homes just didn't really fit.
Yeah.
In fact, as I was reading about his biography, he repeated the first and second grade twice.
Oh, wow. Dang.
Yeah. So even when he got into high school, his reading level was at an elementary school level, and his IQ was at about 80, which is very, very low. So he had a long road to go. Now, he is famous. A lot of people probably know him from the movie The Blindside, starring Sandra Bullock. She won an Oscar for it, I believe.
I believe she did.
$300 million box office. It was pretty awesome. But his life story is so interesting because he shouldn't have made it.
Sure.
I mean, we both know people who grew up in incredible tragedy, who had incredible odds against them, and they didn't make it. I watched the movie recently on Disney Plus. It's the one about the linebacker who brought his son. Or it's not his son, his little brother.
Safety.
Oh, Safety was such
Yeah,
a good movie.
it was a good movie.
But Michael Orr was such an interesting story because he essentially got adopted by this family. He was kind of couch hopping. He got accepted into this Christian school, this very prestigious Christian school.
Yeah.
But they didn't really know what to do with him because his GPA was so low and they didn't know what to do. And so he got put there. He was kind of couch hopping for a while. The coaches were taking care of him. A lot of various people were kind of taking care of him. And then they realized, like, oh my goodness, this kid goes to this school, but he's basically homeless. I mean, he's kind of couch hopping.
Yeah.
So they ended up adopting him. Gave him a place where he could be at home. He could live. He could survive. He loved football.
Yeah.
He was incredibly good at football. The movie just kind of doesn't do it justice.
Sure.
Like, they kind of like, oh, I've never played football before. And then
Right.
he matures. No, he was a student of the game, and he worked really, really hard to become first team all in whatever it is in the NCAA.
All-American.
All-American. First team All-American, which...
It's kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. I mean, he was drafted 23rd overall by the Baltimore Ravens, which is a huge deal. One of the reasons he was drafted so high, and we're going to talk about this more, is he was a left tackle.
Right.
So a left tackle, arguably the most important position of football.
It's pretty important.
Other than the QB.
I would say so.
And the importance of the position is because he does something that no other player on the field can do, is he guards the blind side. Hence the movie title called The Blind Side, starring Sandra Bullock and all this. The story of Michael Orr is so significant because of that factor. Well, he became incredibly good at that position.
Yeah.
And the reason why he had to be so good at that position is when the quarterback drops back, if they're right-handed, which most quarterbacks are,
Right.
they are going to throw the ball with their back turned to the left side of the line.
Yes.
And you get a defensive end, someone who is very big, very strong. Their job is to go smash that quarterback in the face.
Right.
And he can't see them coming. The reason why left tackles are so important, and we saw this in this most recent 2021 draft, is they went very high. The linemen go very high, especially left tackles, because they protect the blind side.
Right.
Michael Orr won a Super Bowl. He had a, I believe, 8 or 9 year career in the NFL, which is great.
Yeah.
Average career. What do you think the average career in the NFL is?
4 years, isn't it?
3.
3 years now? Wow.
3. He transformed from this very quiet. He almost never talked. In fact, in the interviews to get into the school, I remember reading this in the biography. He almost failed the interviews because he just didn't talk. He would sit by himself. He just kind of learned how to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
And that's changed now. Like, he's retired from the NFL. He had some brain issues. He's a public speaker. He's a motivational speaker. He goes about and he inspires people, which is an incredible, inspiring story.
That's awesome.
It is. I love his story, not just from the rags to riches, hopelessness to hopeful.
Right.
I mean, he was brought into a family, and that's what made all the difference for him.
Sure.
We'll get to why that's so awesome later. But what we wanted to talk about specifically about that is talking about the blind side. He protected the quarterback so the quarterback could do what the quarterback needs to do without threat of being knocked off his feet.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that tonight. So welcome to the Real Grounded Podcast, where we have real conversations about real topics that affect us in everyday life. I'm Tim.
And I am Jeff.
And sometimes we're just going to kind of use this show as an excuse to talk about football for an hour.
And that's what tonight is. And I'm so excited. And we'll make it Bible Center.
Oh, we're
just so we can speak about football.
So Jeff, you have more football experience than I do. I love to watch football.
Sure.
Believe it or not, no NFL scout ever, watched me play football in high school because I didn't play football in high school. But
is that right?
I know with my incredible stature and incredible beastly strength, I know you're probably shocked at that.
I can see you playing running back.
Short,
stocky.
I'd rather play linebacker, to be really honest, but I wouldn't be big enough. I want to hit people in the face.
So, I mean,
that's
you got heart.
That's oof. So one of my favorite players of all time, Brian Dawkins.
Yeah.
Probably my two favorite NFL players of all time would be B-Doc and Reggie White. Those would be my two, both ferocious defensive players.
Reggie White was a monster, bro.
Oh, my gosh. I love going back and watching film of him.
Yeah.
Because he was just a savage.
Yeah.
He did a lot of things to poor, left tackles that was just not nice.
Reggie White, people like Reggie White is the reason left tackles exist.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It, you know what I mean?
Well, Philadelphia Eagles fan, some of you who watch the podcast or listen to the podcast know that. Fletcher Cox, a big fan of Fletcher Cox. Huge man. I think he's 3'10".
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And he's like 6'2" or 6'4". And when you watch him play, you watch how fast he moves, and you're like, nope,
you shouldn't move weight that fast. You shouldn't move that amount of weight that fast.
You are so large, and you are moving so quickly. That is terrifying.
Man.
Imagine him hunting you down in the backfield.
Bro, I'm good.
Everybody wants to be a quarterback until they get absolutely annihilated, and then you're like,
It's so true. It's so like, as you know, I'm a Vikings fan.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
bless you, my son.
I love my squad, and we have our Kirk Cousins right now as our quarterback.
I'm sorry.
I feel indifferent about that. I do not dislike him.
Ambivalent, perhaps?
Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah,
that's fun to say.
I do not dislike him as a human being, but as a leader of our team, I just don't feel like he gets it done. And his contract is ridiculous.
I've heard it's really bad. I don't remember looking at it. How bad is it?
Okay, the first 3 years.
Guaranteed 81?
Fully guaranteed $82 million.
82? Okay.
All right. I've never even heard of a fully guaranteed contract in the NFL. And I mean,
up until that point, yeah.
I mean, one hit and he's done. You know what I mean? So and then we got him. Then we re-signed him, extended him for like another 2 years or something like that. So this is his last year of the contract.
Oh, it is his last year.
I hope he does well. We also drafted a quarterback.
I was
going to
say, didn't you guys draft somebody?
We did draft a quarterback.
Was he any good?
Round. He's okay. He played in the SEC, so that's that's something to be said. So we'll see. I think he's a work in progress, but we'll see. But our first round pick.
Who'd you guys pick up? I forgot.
A left tackle.
Oh, that's very important.
It's very important.
So Jeff, you played football in high school.
I did.
And you played what positions?
Played offensive and defensive lineman.
Okay, so you played both sides of the line.
I played both sides of the line. Okay,
so as a defensive lineman, why is the blind side so important?
Well, it says it right there. The blind, they can't see you coming.
Okay.
Now let's see this. Imagine this. You are quarterback.
Got
All-star Tim Casey.
Nope.
He's going to
not tall enough.
He's going to whatever college he wants to because they all want him.
Penn State.
Penn State. There you go. Yeah,
I grew up watching Penn State.
Nittany Lions, baby. All right.
Joe Paterno was the man.
Joe, right?
I loved him.
So you're backing up, right? Mm-hmm. You see a rush coming from the
right
side.
Right. I can duck
you
that.
See, guess what? You can get rid of the ball fast, maneuver, rush if you need to. Right?
Absolutely.
Right? Can you see behind you? Do you have eyes in the back of your head? You don't even see it coming.
So, born and raised an Eagles fan, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, great city. We're known for liking things that are mean and rough and
So
we may have thrown snowballs at Santa because he was a Cowboys fan and he deserved it. So
was he a Cowboys fan?
That was the excuse.
Oh my god!
So, anyways, I remember watching very early on,
Yeah.
Very young, Troy Apke, and this was
Yeah.
Golden Boy.
Yeah.
You know, this was when they were just racking up Super Bowls, right? And the Eagles were awful. And I remember watching. They were playing at the Vet, which you want to hear some stories about the Vet sometime. Yeah. That stadium was nuts. Did you know there was a prison in there?
I heard they had like a whole court. The judge would sentence people right there.
They had a prison in there. That was
That's crazy,
yeah. Oh, it was crazy. They had their own. Yeah. Oh, it was great. Not great. The turf would break people's feet. Anyways, but he was playing, and I think it was a safety blitz. They blitzed him from the backside. Never saw it coming, and the safety put his helmet right in between his shoulder blades. And I remember Troy did one of these. His helmet came off, and he was on the turf for like 5 minutes.
Oh my
and I remember no one sat down and stopped cheering for that 5 minutes. Every single Eagles fan was like, "Yay! Yay! He might be dead! Yay!"
Yes.
And as a child, I was probably 6. I was like, "Yay!" So I mean, The Blind Side. I'm a fan of getting hit from the blind side from the defensive perspective.
Sure.
But tell me about the offensive perspective. Why is it so important that side of the line be so solid and that you have somebody who, well, maybe you could explain. I never played lineman, obviously. Sure. Tell me what that's like. Like, what is the important things about playing left tackle?
You are deemed trustworthy.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Because quarterback trust that you got him. The part of me that I can't see, you're taking care of it.
So not just anybody's going to be over there.
No,
we're not just putting some. You can kind of block.
Right,
we're
right.
setting you over there. You're putting somebody who knows their business.
No. You want. Yeah, I mean, this is what you look for. You look for somebody with size, right?
Okay.
Stature.
Yep.
Good feet. Good coordination. Right. Good coordination.
Why are his feet so important?
Oh, dude. All right, you talking about a Reggie White?
Oh, dude, he's so fast.
Talking about a Reggie White?
So fast.
Right? You got to think about it. I mean, granted, it's offense, but you're literally the defensive player.
And you're backing up.
They're running full sprint at you, right? Or they're going to make a move.
Edge.
Right. Imagine Dwight Freeney coming at you, all right? Powerful.
Aaron Donald.
All right? And Aaron Donald's a defensive tackle, but he'll do it to you too.
Donald
just
too?
Right. He's a tackler too, right?
Oh.
But you're making the point though.
Yeah.
Because you got that. You better figure out how do you stop that? If they bull rush you, are you strong enough to slow that down? Or if they spin on you,
no.
Are you quick enough to get them? You know what I mean?
No.
It's not. I mean,
neither one for me.
And so playing
I'm going to go, I'm sorry, quarterback. You may have him because I am you could eat me for my protein in the morning. You're just looking at me like nutrients. We'll be fine.
And so those guys they when they're scouted, they're like, it's a big deal. Footwork, coordination. You start getting your feet tangled, it's over.
It's almost like, hey, I'm going to put that person out there. It's almost like a really good cornerback where I can put you on an island with the best receiver, and I don't have to worry about you.
Yeah,
I don't have to worry about you getting burned or toasted. Hey, you're not getting help from the safety. You're not getting help from over top. Fine,
you get a corner got this. That. You know you got something.
Lockdown corner.
Absolutely.
So this isn't going to just be all football talk. I promise. So the quarterback has to have absolute faith and confidence because obviously the blind side doesn't get taken care of.
Yeah.
You're getting hit hard, so it's at least a sack.
Yeah, right.
It could be a sack fumble.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed in the NFL as, much different than when I was a kid was the D linemen, they're taught to strip instead of just sack.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to swing at that ball.
Oh, yeah.
Derek Barnett on the Eagles, he's really good at that.
Yeah.
He's fast off the edge and he's got these giant hands. Chris Long was on the Eagles on the Super Bowl team.
Oh, yeah.
These giant hands, and they don't even go for the quarterback. They're just trying to whack that ball out of
absolutely. And because it's so vulnerable, especially if they're going back to throw.
Oh, yeah.
You that giant arm coming to touch that forearm. It's over.
And you watch those plays where you'll watch a quarterback throw under pressure, and the ball just goes somewhere completely different, and you're like, "What happened?" They show you the replay, and just a finger, just touch it, and you're like,
right,
completely disrupts the whole play,
right.
So tonight I want to talk about our blind side, okay? Because we've all had that moment, right?
Yeah.
That moment where you're going through life and your day's going great and everything seems to be right with the world and maybe, having a good talk with your wife or you're having a good time with your kids and then something out of nowhere just nails you.
Yeah.
and you go sideways. And then you have that moment, right? That moment where you're like, what just happened?
Man.
Like, or maybe, and Jeff and I both have porn addiction in our history.
We do.
So, like, that moment where you feel like you're doing well, like you're confident, things have been going well, you've been striving for purity in your life, and then from out of nowhere, man, you're in the weeds. Addiction just comes up and you're like, what? Where did this come from?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's not that and we know this too, and that's a different podcast, but the slide into it where you're like, well, I'm allowing this, and I know I shouldn't be allowing this, and then I'm allowing this, and I shouldn't be allowing that.
Right.
And then, I can't believe I looked at porn again.
Right.
I can't believe I fell into sin. I can't believe I screamed at my family again.
Right, exactly, yeah.
I wasn't taking care of all these things, and I got there, you know.
Right.
But not that. I'm talking about those moments where something just blindsides you.
Right.
Maybe it's an emotion. Maybe it's something deep that just rips your soul out. Like, what do we do? First off, to guard the blind side. I think that's part of the question. But how in the world? What do we do after? Like, what's recovery look like from that?
Yeah.
And then how do we protect the blind side? I think that's what I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think about a quarterback, right?
Sure.
Because, I just got done coaching football. This was the last week today, and it was fun.
Good
it was
job.
bittersweet, but
Proud
I
of
really
you.
enjoyed it. It was proud
Proud
awesome.
of you.
Man, it was awesome. Like, some of the families, like one team in particular, like they got together and gave us a bunch of gift cards to beat Buffalo Wild Wings. I was like, what? So I got to email them. Thank you guys. If
That's
you're listening.
very nice.
It just meant a lot.
Nice.
So, but you got this quarterback, and they got to play. And receivers are running the routes, and you're doing your reads. Okay, that's not there. That's not there. That's not there.
Yep.
And all of a sudden, you're doing this. You see nothing back here. You're just looking for what you need to be doing, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yep.
For me, that would piss me off.
Oh yeah.
It would piss me off.
Where in the world is it coming from?
I'm trying to get something done.
Oh, that's so good.
I'm trying to get something done, and and this is here. Why? Why is this on here?
I can sympathize with that so much.
And then what happens? It rattles me.
And then you got happy feet.
Oh, happy feet. Let me get rid of the ball.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So the Eagles fan, I know a thing or two about that.
Now you don't know what's happening, and you don't know what's going on. So, like, I started thinking about events like that happens in my life. And one of them was, let's talk about it. This is a big one for me. So we had come into some money recently, and my kids have been saving in the stock market.
Yeah.
Literally, I'm not even joking. They put $1,100 in the stock market.
That's huge, man.
Over a year. It's crazy. Like,
that's awesome.
Like, birthday gifts and all this stuff, they all put it in there. I was like,
awesome.
I kind of show like, you can own a company and you make more money. So they're okay with it.
Yep.
But then they hated it because it was like,
because they didn't see it.
Right. It's like, the stock market. Like, that's not. I don't want you to hate the stock market.
Right? No. We don't want that.
I don't want you. So I'm like, all right, hey. So I talked to my wife. We took all their money out. Right?
Okay.
They made about extra $200 just being in the stock market.
Awesome.
So $1,300 cash. All right. We put it all out on the table, and they're just like, I'm like, what would you do with it? Oh my God, I would spend it.
Oh yeah. Oh, we're going to McDonald's and Walmart.
And they did. They went to McDonald's, Walmart, and Amazon. Like
I love it.
We had Amazon packages for like a week.
The Amazon driver's like, I'm here again.
Bro, it's not even funny, bro. So
that's awesome.
But so what we did, this is what we did. We said, hey, you have to give 10% away.
Yep.
And that was funny because you could just see their hearts like, what?
Why?
Why do I have to
give 10%?
Like, I was like, you understand, everyone gave you this money,
yep.
right?
Yep.
So if you can't give any money, why should you receive any money?
Generosity, man.
Okay, I'm thinking now.
Yep.
And so they agreed to that eventually. I said, now you get to spend 40%. It was like $550. Like 40%.
Yeah.
You take it. It's yours. Spend it on whatever you want. Well, not a pet or anything. Like mom and dad's approval, but you spend it on whatever you want, right? Because I'm like
fireworks
in
the backyard.
Like, no.
See,
and then other 50% we're
gonna put back on the 4th of July, bro.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
We are.
I am so excited.
Oh, we are. It's gonna be great.
You have no idea. I'm excited. All right, so other 50% of the money back in the stock market.
Sure.
Okay.
Invest.
And we just talked to them. I said, look, because I wanted them to see this money.
Mm-hmm. So how old's your oldest?
My oldest, at the time he was 9. He's 10 now.
Okay.
You know?
Got it.
And so, like, good. I'm like, I don't ever want money to control you.
Absolutely.
Ever.
That's huge.
Because it has controlled me and Mom and our parents at times to time. You know what I mean? So like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
This is your money.
Yeah.
The money does not own you. You own it.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean?
That's great.
And so was this. And we spent like 30 minutes. It was a little brutal at times.
Oh, I'm sure.
I see some of their hearts. I'm like, but like they got it and they were okay with it. And then because 40%, $550, they started spending money. They had McDonald's that day for lunch and everything else.
So cool.
But for me, I felt like I was breaking like this generational curse, bro. Like it was
stuff that's been passed down for you.
And that poverty mindset, just check to check.
Oh, that's so good, man.
And it was just like
it's so awesome.
It was awesome, Tim.
Yes,
it was so awesome. I was so blessed. I was like there are times I'm like, I try to be a good dad, and I think we all try to, right?
You're
but
a
I was
good
just
dad.
Like, thank you. That means a lot to me.
You are.
I promise you, I try.
I like hanging out with your kids.
Oh man,
I don't say that with a lot of parents.
I know that. I just coached football for 7 weeks, okay? So that means a lot to me. But
I have this conversation with my kids. I'll be like, you see that kid over there? His parents hate him. Do you know why they hate him?
Dude,
because one day someone's going to shove a brick in his face.
Bro.
Because he does not know what no means. And that's sad. But one day he's going to figure out.
He's going to find out.
Yep. You're going to pick a fight with the wrong guy at the wrong bar, and it's going to go poorly for him.
And so,
reconstructive facial surgery.
Man, I'm like, woo! I met a few of those kids, and it was rough. So, I realized, I thank God for, the parents that he's helped us
do. You
know what I mean?
Huge, man.
But it felt so good. Man, this is on a different track. The stock market, 10 years old. What are you talking about? I didn't know. What? And so, see money, spend money. That's my logic.
Money in, money out.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
So, felt good.
That's awesome.
Okay. Now I still have money in the stock market myself. So I'm looking at our accounts. I'm like, dude, we got $4,000 in the stock market. It was like, oh, and then my wife goes, yeah, but they still have to put their money back in there, so we don't actually have that amount. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But they haven't chosen which stocks they're going to buy.
Right.
So right now, this is what we have.
Right.
And she goes, yeah, but this. I'm like, I know. Yeah. I get what you're saying.
Yep.
It's literally, it was like, well, 2 + 2 is 4. Yeah, but 1 + 3 is 4.
Right. The glass is half full, but the glass is also half empty.
And dude, I was just like, and it pissed me off.
Just triggered something.
Not only it pissed me off because it wasn't necessary, but it was the next thing right after this glorious moment in my life, bro.
This moment of freedom.
I mean, breaking generational curses. And so my wife is a realist, right?
Absolutely.
And my wife,
right?
Me too. I love you both so much, so deeply. And
you are not. You are an idealist.
Oh man,
that's great.
I'm a dreamer, baby.
That's great.
What if the world could be like this? And everybody's like,
and I'm
it could be that way.
Yes,
and I'm like,
yes,
oh my,
yes.
just let me dream.
You are, and I love you, and that's so good. You are the. What if these people who hate us as a country what if we could just be nice to them? And I'm like, 50 cal at a time.
Right.
100%. Like, we're gonna mail them niceness.
Right.
A 50 cal round at a time.
And so
we'll solve it. And you're like, that's so mean. And I'm like, that's life.
Right. That's life. And I'm just like, and so we've had a history of that before.
Yes.
Because money and her security, feeling financially secure and stable.
100%.
Big deal to her. Right.
All women.
Right. And I get it.
All women.
And so, that fear came out of her, but it came out, in my opinion, sideways.
Oh, it did.
And I was just like, and so we're literally sitting here saying these things back and forth, the same thing, but it's getting angrier and angrier because it's like we're not actually arguing about that thing.
Great moment.
Oh, and
ready
then
to throw the ball downfield, drive's going great, bam,
and I fumble it,
and
they recover it and run it in for a touchdown. And I'm just like.
It was going so well.
Why did this happen? Why? I don't even. I'm just. I'm so pissed right now.
Yep.
This doesn't make sense. This was a good moment.
It's the throwing the helmet at the seat.
I'm cussing out the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach. I'm telling the lineman,
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady cursing out the offensive coordinator. I'm on the side like. Can you help me?
Yeah.
Because we're trying to get something done, and you're making this worse. You might as well go play for the other team. You know what I mean? And that's how I'm feeling. Oh. And so, dude, it was rough.
Yeah.
I think that it was a Wednesday, so luckily we had couples counseling that night, which helped but didn't.
Sure.
Because I was so pissed, and I was like, and then we talked about it, and I was still just so pissed.
It's almost, and I would say you probably know more about sports than I do because you've played more sports than I have. I've never played organized sports, but it's almost like that really good player who, goes into that slump.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I know I'm in this slump.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to get out of the slump.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, you just need to get out of the slump. And you're like, I know. You think I want to be in this slump?
Thank you.
How
Exactly.
is that helping me,
Oh my gosh. And like,
I deal with my kids all the time. They're like, well, my sister seems to be really upset right now. I'm like, why are you, like, how is that helpful? Like, you're just poking her. Like, you can tell she's not doing good.
You don't seem to be doing well. If you don't get the hell away from me. No, you know what I mean? Like, no. So, like, it
I'm
was.
going to violate your warranty.
Bro, so, like, talking about it again, and it was still so fresh. Like, I was just mad. I was like, I don't want to be around her. I just don't want, I don't want to. And so, it was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was hard for a while, for a few days. And so, this is the first thing you do.
Okay.
Blindside hits.
Boom.
Okay. Left tackle's getting worked. Left tackle is getting worked. Okay. I don't know why, but right now I don't care.
Right. I just need him to not be getting worked.
Right. So you know what we're gonna do? Hey, we're gonna move the running back to that left side.
Okay.
And he's gonna help.
He's gonna chip.
He's gonna chip that.
Or he's just gonna support.
Right. Exactly. He's just gonna sit there and watch for him.
Yep.
So we're gonna double team him.
Yep.
We're gonna double team him.
Yep.
Or you know what? We're gonna call a tight end over.
Yep.
And he's gonna chip, slow him down, so the left tackle can get some footing.
Little out route.
And, that's what we're gonna do. And my tight end, left and running back.
Yep.
You guys.
Okay.
Guys.
Got it.
Pray for me.
Dude.
Something just happened. Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom. Text.
Hit up your people, man. And if you don't have people, go find some people.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the first thing you do is it's not about blaming your left tackle. It's not about, sitting them down and going, here's the 17 reasons why you suck.
Man.
It's going, okay.
Right.
How do we get this not happen again?
Because right now, we got a game to play.
Absolutely.
We got a game to play. And we'll get to the other things you can do with the left tackle, but
Huge.
right now, you're getting worked.
Oof.
We need to figure this out.
So that blindside hit comes, and it hurts. But I think what we also got to talk about is what do we don't do?
Oh, yeah.
What can't you do in that situation?
Kind of what I did, At
least you're honest.
Like, I'm just being honest. So it hurt.
Yeah.
So
oh my
bad.
goodness.
Like, I felt like she was just diminishing what we had just did. I mean, like,
ran on your parade times 10.
Man, like, bro, like, me being a good father to these kids, man, I can start crying about it right now because that means so much to me.
I know it does.
You know what I mean? Because of the pain I've experienced.
Absolutely. Father wounds that you had.
Man.
Absolutely.
And I know that's not what she was trying to do.
Nope.
But that's how it came off.
Dude.
Right? I know my left tackle isn't trying to get me killed.
Right.
But that's how it came off.
But dude,
you
need to watch my back, man. I'm a quarterback. Don't you get that?
Man, and so what I did was go, look, I did like right now, like because she did apologize like immediately. I was like, I'm really upset.
Yep.
I don't want to talk about this. Me, I get into that place, trauma ridden.
Yeah,
I withdraw.
Yep. Turtle.
Yep. Leave me alone.
Turtle up.
Leave me alone. I'm good. Stay the hell away from me. And like even going to counseling, I was just like, she's like counselor at one point because I was just like quiet and like down. Yep. She's like, do you feel shame? I'm like, I don't feel shame at all. I don't want to be near her.
Yeah.
I just don't. And that's not a good thing. No, it's nothing wrong with getting space, right?
No.
Figuring some stuff out
for the right reasons. Right. Absolutely.
But I didn't do it for the right reasons. I was just pissed and I didn't want to. One thing I didn't do, which I've done, so let's talk about it. Porn, baby.
Oof.
What?
Oof.
Oh,
medicate.
Things are hurting me.
Medicate.
Porn. Let's watch a little video where I can feel good or think about this, or let me, for me, let me go order some food. Oh man, that probably did happen too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So I did not handle it.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean? I was that quarterback cussing everybody out.
Yep.
And then just being,
happy feet.
Yeah. The rest of the game, I'm just a wreck.
Happy feet.
I got happy feet. I'm pissed off. You can see it in my body language.
And then the next game after that, I still don't trust my left tackle.
Man.
So I've got happy feet.
Exactly.
Or I'm throwing dumb passes, or I'm not getting completions because I'm not letting the play develop.
Right.
All that stuff.
And I'm still blaming it on the left tackle, even though now it's just me.
I remember a basic. They do a lot of things to teach you to work as a team.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah.
They beat the crap out of you as a unit, and then they find one person who isn't pulling their weight, and they're like, 5 to 10 more push-ups. And you're like, we've done 374 push-ups. I cannot do any more push-ups.
Yeah.
And it's, I remember we were getting smoked. And smoked is where they for those of you who are not in the military, they make you exercise nonstop for sometimes for hours. I think the longest for us was 4.5.
That's my goodness.
That
man.
was
That's crazy.
That was a smoke section. You remember the walls were sweating. Not kidding. Like literally the wall. We got so much moisture in the air from our own sweat.
Yeah.
The floor looked like you poured like 10 mop buckets out on it, and that was just our sweat. Bro. But I remember we were getting hammered, and there's this kid. So you're in the front lean rest, which is your up position when you're doing a push up, and the drill sergeant's walking up and down, and his back is turned at times. And there's people who would literally just lay on the floor, and he would turn around, and then they would pretend like they're doing. Now I'm trying to do a push up every time, because that was my philosophy was, hey, I'm going to do my best to do it every time. It's making me stronger, regardless. And there's this kid across me, 18-year-old kid, lazy kid, and I could not stand him in that moment because he kept trying to cheat. And so everyone's like, keep doing, stop it, and these guys are starting to argue and yell. And the worst thing a drill sergeant can say, because they'll tell you, you can just do 10, and they'll go, oh, I guess we're going to interrupt our cadence, so they'll go in cadence. That means you start over at 1, which is the worst.
Yeah.
And I remember it was hours, probably an hour plus. You're smoking us. And there was a couple kids who weren't pulling their weight. And we were so pissed at them. Yeah. And he goes, you haven't learned to fight me as a team yet. You're still fighting each other. And as long as you keep fighting each other, we're going to keep starting over.
Ooh. Ooh.
And we were like,
ooh, come on.
But what about him? Because he's like, no. He needs to do better. Yeah. You need to pull your own weight. And so it was this moment where I was like, oh, crap. If we don't succeed as a team, we're going to get punished as a team. So how can I help him succeed? I didn't like that. Because I like to be an individual. Yeah, right? Here's the problem with that. Life is a team game. Right? It's a team game. You are married and you have 6 kids. Yeah. Okay? It is a team game.
It is a team game.
I am no longer married. I have 3 daughters.
Yeah.
It's a team game. I cannot do this by myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were just talking about this before we started the podcast. Just some big stuff happening in my life, which is really great. I'm super excited for my kids. I'm super excited for their future. There's some really great things happening, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility, and it all kind of just came down on me today. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, hey, we're going to the Super Bowl, to keep with the football analogy.
Right. Yeah.
That means I got to play in the Super Bowl.
Man.
I remember I was listening to, do you know who Pat McAfee is at all?
Yeah.
Okay, I love Pat McAfee. He makes me laugh. But he talks about that. He talks about doing the kickoff for the Super Bowl and how he was so scared because he's like, there's 100 million people watching me. Like, what if I trip on my way to the, like, all that's happening? He's like, I'm going to trip. I'm going to face plant and, like, nail this ball. I'm going to squib kick it. And they're going to run it back for a touchdown. Like, what happens? Like, oh my goodness, I'm at this moment. He wasn't supposed to kick off. Vinny Testaverde was supposed to kick off. And Vinny was like, nope.
Vinatieri, I know
Vinatieri. So he's like, no, I'm going to let you do it. And he's like, no.
That's hilarious.
And then he's like, and then I kicked it, and then everything was okay. Once my foot made contact with the ball, I was like, okay, I'm good. But yeah, it's that, like, oh my goodness. But we're here now. And so it's talking to you, talking to my other friends, talking to the groups that I have. I know as this last year's progressed, it's been probably the hardest year of my entire life, and I wouldn't have made it without guys like you.
Amen.
I wouldn't have made it specifically without you. Amen. You, Ryan, my parents, my brothers who live in different states, guys that I text, and you know that, I mean, we have a text group. It's great. We text on a regular basis. Yeah. Hey, I'm not doing okay.
Right. Yeah.
I'm getting smoked in this area. I'm struggling with these thoughts. Would you pray with me? Would you pray for me? Would you check in with me?
Come on,
because it's not just that, like, well, I'll pray for you, buddy. It's like, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I text Jeff at the beginning of the day. I'm not doing okay. Jeff's checking in with me at noon, going, okay, you doing any better? Like, how are we feeling? Like, what's going on? Hey, the other night, I'm with my daughters. Some stressful stuff's going on. Would you pray for me? How's the night going?
Man. And like,
it's invaluable.
And like, it is invaluable. And Tim, you're really good at that. I'm getting better at that simply because you're really good at it.
Thank you.
I'm serious. Like, I'll text the group. Hey, I'm struggling with something. Pray for me. Life sucks. I want to die. Just pray for me. You know what I mean? Just, you know how it is. Yeah, we get over dramatic. Like, this is the end of the world. Pray for me.
It's the end of the world as we know it. I feel fine.
And right? It was like, and you're like, yeah, guys, I'm praying for you, brothers.
Yeah.
And, you know, all of a sudden, you know, hour later, hey, Jeff, how are you?
Yeah.
How you doing? And I'm like, and that, bro, it means a lot. It's just like, hey, I care.
I'm here.
And I'm here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so that's what it is. Imagine, like, let's bring it back to football, right? Okay.
Yep.
We're back in the huddle.
Yep. I was going to say, yep.
Right? Here we are. So running back, tight end going, hey, how's that rush going?
Yep.
How you doing? You all right?
We still getting rolled?
Right. It's like, dude, like, he's just like, he's getting that outside on me, dude. Like, I'm trying to keep him outside, but it's working, but I can't do it. He's like, all right. Running back, hey, I'm gonna stay out here, and he comes outside. I got
chip
him.
to the outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tight end's like, okay, got it. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna chip him. And
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go off on my route, and that's what that is. Hey, guys, could you pray for me?
Absolutely.
Could you be in this moment with me? And that is, you said it, invaluable.
I remember several months ago, I was having a real rough day.
Yeah.
And lots of tears. God's been doing some just incredible work in my life in the last 10 months. It's been awesome. It is a side note for everybody out there. You'll never grow without pain. It's not going to happen. It won't. I mean, nobody wakes up with a six pack. It's just like, oh, I rolled out of bed.
Come on now, right?
I have flat abs.
Man.
Like, I've never done a sit up. This is amazing. Like, oh, okay. Like,
do you remember growth spurts back in the day?
I didn't have a lot of them. See that? Oh, it just hurts. I want to turn my mic off and leave. No, I don't. I had one. Probably my biggest one was right before college.
Yeah, really?
I grew like 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
I was real short though my whole life. I was always that short kid.
Yeah.
I was talking to somebody about this today because we had talked. I think on the podcast about how you'd never been in a fight, and I was like, "You've never been in a fight?"
Yeah.
And you were like, "Look at me, like I'm very large and look scary."
I never got tested like that.
Right, like people look at you and are like, "Nah."
Yeah.
People look at me and are like, "I bet I could roll him."
Yeah.
No,
you can't.
That's going to end poorly. That's one of my favorite lines, especially with my kids or with somebody else. I'm just like, "This does not end well for you." Just, I promise.
Hey, like you can do this, but
will not end well for you.
You know, and but I remember being 12.
Yeah,
and like the last half of 6th grade was awful. My growth spurts were ridiculous. Like my knees just hurt. Like
oh yeah,
I just wanted to play at recess.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
But I just they just hurt. I'm like, why do they hurt? They didn't hurt
all
like
the
this
time.
last year. You know what I mean? And
I think one of my daughters is going through that right now.
I believe it.
She's like, my feet hurt all the time. I'm like, they're probably growing because you're.
Dude, Lamar's 10. Like, he's almost as tall as Elise. They have the same size hand. They wear the same size shoe. Like
that's insane.
And it is crazy.
That's nuts.
I'm like Grant, he's super tall for his age, but I'm like, it's just like, dude, like you're about to hit. Your knees are going to just be in pain, bro. And I don't
remember that.
Man, okay, but you had it just a little later on.
I'm sure I did.
But my thing is, it hurts.
Oh yeah,
it hurts. You said a 6-pack. You work out, like bro. Like we're not in our 20s. We're not teenagers. You don't have some protein shake or something. It's gonna be recovery. Is gonna be
protein every day,
man. And come on.
Hey, you want to talk about recovery? You know, by the way, the arm looks great. We'll put some pictures
better.
Up.
Good.
But yeah, that's. I mean,
man.
Yeah, I go to the gym. I'm sore, and that's good. Like if I'm not sore after a workout, I know I didn't work out hard enough.
Ooh, come on.
If I didn't push that extra rep. Now we were talking about this a while ago. It's like those 3 reps at the end. Doesn't matter how many you did before them. Those 3 that you had to really push.
That's where the work was done.
That's where you're building.
Right.
And so if you never get to that point, if you never get to that exhaustion point, you're not getting better. If you're training cardio and you're not going till you're done, like you're never going to get better. And here's the thing. There's a piece of me that hates that because I look at the world the way God intended to make it, and it wasn't supposed to be that way.
No, come on.
Hard work was a real thing, but there wasn't toil.
Yeah.
So hard work wasn't useless. We're in a book. We're in a Bible study in Ecclesiastes right now. The word vanity is used a lot. It's like, hey, everything is useless. Even the things that make you feel good when you do them, like working really hard and succeeding in business and being like all that. Those are good things.
Right.
But they're useless. At the end of the day, like, what do you really do? That's Solomon's whole point. Read Ecclesiastes. It's great. Don't read it if you're having a bad day.
If you're one of those people who's like, life is dark.
Yeah,
I recommend
like
you read it because you're gonna be like, he gets me. He gets me.
Yes.
This guy's like my spirit animal or something.
That's how I felt about the first time I read it because I grew up as an emo kid. So I was
just everything is futile.
So did you have an emo phase? It's a side topic, but did you ever have? You didn't have the listen to punk rock all the time.
No, I mean I actually do listen to punk rock.
I love punk rock,
but I'm like I never had like an actual emo phase. Like I never was the. I was a good kid, and what I mean by that is like I just didn't get in trouble. Okay. I'll tell you the one time I got in trouble.
I want to hear this story.
This is a very embarrassing story.
Oh, right? Really?
It's pretty embarrassing.
Okay, let's hear it.
But I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
All right. Real and grounded, okay?
That's right. This is going to be good now. I'm excited.
I think 10th grade.
Okay.
10th grade.
All right.
Just being an idiot.
Of course.
Like
we 10th grade boys do.
Yeah, really? And so, like, we got free lunches because, we didn't have high income, which is whatever, free lunches. But they also had all the awesome stuff there that other people you can buy other stuff. And so I got in the habit of stealing things.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So like I would take a candy bar, like sneak it in my sleeve or something like that. Easy stuff,
Sure.
Lunch lady wasn't looking real quick. Pay for 2, have 2 more in my, just.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such a rebel.
I'm just ridiculous, man. And so I got comfortable doing it.
Of course.
Yeah, as you do.
Like sin,
compromise, a little here, a little there. Pooping around here, whatever.
No one will ever catch me. I'm too smart.
So, I told a friend that I do this. I don't know why I told him because I guess I felt cool.
Yes.
Like just bringing this up just feels a certain way, but God's grace is on my life.
Amen.
So, pizza stick, big freaking pizza stick. All right, I grab it and slide it in my sleeve. And I get up there, and the lady's like, you, come with me. I'm like, what? Oh. And we go see the liaison officer. No. And I pull the pizza stick out of my sleeve. And I'm just like, okay. Then I go see my counselor, and I got suspended for like a day or 2. I don't know.
You got busted for pizza stick thievery?
That's what I got suspended for.
That's awesome,
bro. I didn't have one detention from 9th grade to not a detention in high school, right?
You naughty boy. You're such a rebel.
I literally got suspended for stealing a pizza stick.
Stole a pizza stick.
Like how dude, I felt so fat that day. Like it was like I was like
I didn't even think about that.
Right, like your fat ass got busted for stealing a pizza stick. So my brothers and sisters give me crap about that all the time.
Awesome.
I'm like,
Jeff is so fat.
He's out there stealing pizza sticks, like not like CD players. You know what I mean? Just
nothing valuable.
Sticks. Like what?
Just carbs.
And you had a free lunch, like you just like, and so like
that's so good.
Bro, just embarrassing.
That's awesome.
Embarrassing, but
that's funny.
It is.
That is a hilarious story.
You own it. You own it. And,
my god!
I don't even know where I was going with that anymore. But it's just like you don't have to do certain things.
No,
you know what I mean?
and I think that the just to kind of bring it back, I think that the joy, there's a deep joy in being known.
Yeah.
And we were created for community. We were created for intimacy.
Yeah.
We were created to be known by other people. And most of us don't live that way. I mean, I know for years I didn't have anybody I could talk to about my deep brokenness. I just didn't. I wasn't honest. I lived a life where I had to pretend like I was okay. It was like, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but there's certain NFL teams, we will remain nameless, that like they don't ever help their quarterback out. So they have a fantastic quarterback, and he's running for his life, and he's getting his head kicked off every single game, and then you wonder, while he's got a little PTSD when he's back there, a little happy feet. He's not throwing well. He's inaccurate. He's seeing ghosts. Let's just say hypothetically, seeing ghosts. It happens.
Yeah.
And usually it happens because that guy believes he has to put the whole team on his shoulders and do it by himself. And what do we know about football? It's the ultimate.
It is the ultimate
team
sport.
game. It is.
Just is.
It really is. And so is living the Christian life. So here's the thing. So you and me, you talked about, you texted me, hey, I'm gonna move my running back over there. I'm gonna have my tight end ship. Me and Ryan, who are two close friends of yours. When that happens, okay, and that works, how does that make you feel?
For me, personally, weird. Because I'm not used to having a team.
Oof.
I don't even know. I always wanted to be. I always wanted to be on a team because I want to feel loved and be okay.
Yeah.
But I've never had one. When I have one, it's so weird.
It feels foreign.
It's like that quarterback who finally gets the help he needs. It's almost like, wait, I can sit back and go through my reads and hit my receiver, and I don't have to go. Oh, look, I'm going to die now.
There's a 40-yard receiver. Right. There's a guy 40 yards downfield who's wide open.
And I have time to
throw. I can throw 40 yards.
Right. Look, I can throw it to him. And yet I'm still not touched.
Then a highlight reel all week is this gorgeous throw.
Right.
And I know I love football.
Yeah.
I watch that, and I don't think, that left guard was so good.
Exactly.
But that's why.
Oh, man, and exactly.
I think that there's that. And so I think that the difference between guys who were used to get hit all the time and the guys who don't is just that level of intimacy and sanity where okay, I can call Tim and he's not going to read me out and judge me, and he's also not going to tell me that I'm fine.
Right.
Because I love you too much to do that, and vice versa. But also, I remember this was a while ago, but man, I was just having a bad night, and I called you up and I said, can you just come over and just be with me?
Yeah.
I don't need you to say nothing. I don't need you to try to fix me. I just need you to just be. And that is so essential too.
Man.
I feel like we think that it's kind of like the blind side. Left tackle, a lot of people wouldn't say is a sexy job.
Right.
But it's incredibly important.
Man.
Having those guys who you can text or call when it's not a crisis too.
Right, yeah. Man.
I think that's it. I mean, I remember, obviously Tom Brady's greatest of all time, and
I agree.
He takes care of his linemen. He talks about his linemen. He buys them gifts. He takes care. He has those relationships, and it's that on the field, off the field thing. And the thing is, I think it's sometimes we only reach out when we're in crisis.
Yeah.
But hey, if I'm not practicing with you on a regular basis, we're not going to be in sync.
Having that rapport, man, is so important.
We need it. And so we get hit from the blind side. Okay. First thing we do is we evaluate. Hey, what in the world's going on?
Yeah.
How do I prevent this from happening again? And how do I make sure this thing is not going to own me?
Oh man, right? Come on.
Getting back in that huddle. Okay, here's where I'm at. I need some cover, man. I need some help. In the military, we obviously have terms for this, but we talk about suppressive fire. So suppressive fire, the whole idea is you're getting bullets in the air so your enemy keeps their face down. Because if I'm shooting at you, you're probably not going to be very accurate because you're going to have your head behind something probably that's going to cover.
Right.
Between cover and concealment and all that. And some of you know what I'm talking about, and those you don't, that's okay. What is better, cover or concealment? Cover is always better than concealment. So do you know what the difference between cover and concealment is?
I don't.
Okay, cover is there's a physical object between me and the bullets.
Sure, yes, I like
Concealment is you can't see me. So I'm behind a bush or tree.
Got you.
But a bullet can go through that.
Sure.
Okay?
Right.
But you can't see me, which makes me a lot harder to hit.
Absolutely.
Both of those are better than being in the open.
Absolutely.
But cover is always better.
Cover sounds better. Yeah.
There's a big thing between you and me.
Amen.
Much better. But that idea of, when we when we assault, they do things called battle drills, which is, hey, we're going to assault an objective. We're going to retreat from an objective. You practice all this stuff.
Yeah.
You always lay down covering fire before your other team moves. So if I'm moving I've got 2 squads and we're moving across the field, I'm never just getting up and running. My other squad is firing to try to at least keep your face down if you're my enemy, so that I can move relatively safely. That's the whole point of it. So it's that idea of get with your guys.
Yeah.
Talk to them.
Yeah. Not
just on your good days. I think it's easy to go, how are you doing? Oh, praise God, I'm doing great. Blessed and highly favored.
No.
we see that guy on Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, how are you doing, Jeff? Oh, I'm doing wonderful. How you doing, Tim? Oh, just loving Jesus.
Right. And you at church all day, you worship, you pray, and all of a sudden you get back in your car, the smile wipes off your face, you go back to your freaking dungeon of a house.
Absolutely. And then, maybe you go to small group, maybe you don't. Get in a small group if you can with other men and be honest.
And find some people you feel that you can be honest with.
I would even go one step further. It starts with you.
Yeah. Oh, I would.
So you take the risk. You be honest. You be the one who steps out and goes, here's where I'm struggling.
Yeah.
I know that we've talked about this before, but that's something in the groups we've been in that is mandatory. It's look, we're going to be real. We're going to be honest. We're going to talk about the things that.
There's no point of being here if we don't.
And yet, I think a lot of guys do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of girls do that too.
Sure.
So I think first diagnose, okay, what's going on? Why am I getting hit?
Yeah.
And be honest about that.
Yeah.
Look, for some of you need to not go to the bar. You need to not stop by the liquor store on the way home. You just need to not do that. That's never going to end well for you. And some of you guys, hey, Jeff and me, there's certain apps I'm not going to ever have on my phone.
Yeah, come on now.
There's one of the reasons I don't have any social media is because a lot of that stuff isn't safe for me. I'm a recovering porn addict, okay? Guess what? I'm not putting that stuff around me. I'm just not messing with it. There's certain people I'm just not going to hang around.
Yeah. Yeah, come on.
There's certain people I'm going to go, you're not going to help me in my struggles. For me, it's going to sound really stupid. Caffeine's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
I love caffeine. If I drink a lot of caffeine, it affects my attitude. It affects how I interact with you, with my kids, with my I am more aggressive when I eat sugar and when I drink caffeine. So I regulate my caffeine intake.
Yeah.
I regulate how much sugar I eat because I know it's going to change how I act, and I don't want to act that way.
Right.
So those things are real practical. I think that's the okay. I'm getting rolled to the outside, so chip to the outside.
Yeah.
He's bull rushing me, and he's spin moving on the inside.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I need that tight end on the inside. I think that's the real technical stuff.
Yeah.
But it starts with communication.
Right.
Get back to that huddle. I am struggling right now.
And that step alone, it takes some humility, because if you get work, you're like, I'm fine, I'll be fine, I'll do it.
Are you sure you're okay over there?
I'm good. I'm good.
No, I'm good, man.
And then you still getting blasted every single play, right? And it's destroying the whole team cohesiveness, right? So that alone, that humility to do that. So be humble enough to go, hey, I don't got this.
Absolutely.
I don't got this, right? And may you find people who go, instead of going, well, get it right. Right? They go, hey,
I'm trying.
Right? I hear you. I'm praying for you. So you said, you got guys who will fire, just to get you and that's what it is. We got to see prayer as a weapon.
Oh my goodness.
We have to see prayer as a weapon, because it really is.
It changes
everything.
I'm reading a book on radical discipleship in the Middle East and how Muslim countries, people are becoming Christians by the hundreds of thousands. Wow, there's these massive underground churches that are just exploding in countries like Iran. And this book flat out said it's literally the model that they use is massive prayer. Man. We don't go into a village unless we've prayed for several hours for that village. We don't go back to a village that's rejected us without praying specifically over that village and what's spiritually going on in that village.
Right.
I think we neglect that, because I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I think that all of us have bought into the hero movie. Okay. So we watch, Rambo.
Yeah.
And it's one dude just kicking everybody's butt. Right. We play video games. I like video games. You like video games, okay?
That's true.
We love video games where we're the dude, right?
Oh, of course.
You're the one-man army just taking on the universe. You know, oh, it's just me versus I love Halo. I'm a Halo guy.
Yeah.
Like Master Chief, you know? Millions of Covenant, all the Flood, Master Chief, right?
Right.
That is not real.
Come on now.
But we can embrace that idea of like, well, no, I've got to be that dude.
Yeah.
I got to be that dude out there on the island by myself. And I will tell you, from personal experience, you can ask any Special Forces dude out there.
Yeah.
The best, they operate in teams.
Yeah.
Literally.
Man.
They never go anywhere alone.
Right.
They're never dropping one dude on a mountaintop and going, hey, I hope you do okay.
Right,
nope.
right.
And everybody knows what they're good at. And here's what I love. Like, you talked about, you know, your left tackle, you got your chip block, you got your running back, you got your tight end, all these different ideas.
Yeah.
All those different people are different roles. One of the things I love, and we talk about this all the time, me and Jeff are wired very similar. We're talkers, we're idealists.
This is true.
I'm much more, I think pragmatic would be the term. You would probably say depressing, realist. Like I'm like, yes, but what could go wrong? You're like, who cares?
Buzzkill.
Right,
Dude, what could go right? Let's go.
I'm like, but people could die, you know?
But they might not. Let's just go.
Oh my gosh, so good! It's so good. I was with my kids this last weekend, and we were driving gas go-karts for the first time. My girls experienced that, and they had so much fun. But I was like, okay, indoors we bump a little bit, because they're electric,
right?
And I'm like, okay, and I'm like, there's no bumping on the outside track because these are gas powered. They're like, what does that mean? I'm like, you have an explosive strapped to your back. If you roll this thing, it's gonna end poorly. They're like, oh, okay, yeah. Have fun, expectation. So, I love that we've got different people.
Yeah.
So, in our Thursday night Bible study, we have several guys, Ryan and
What up,
Ben.
Ryan?
I put them together.
Yeah. There you go.
And so our buddy Ryan is very different than us.
Yes, he is.
He's very quiet, just a solid dude. Loves Jesus deeply.
Man.
We love you, Ryan. Loves Jesus. But he's just even keeled, man.
Yeah.
You and I were like, whoop, whoop,
Man,
up, down,
man,
left, right, and
man.
he's just like, no, I'm just cool.
Yeah.
Like, and we need that.
We do.
We need that guy.
Man.
You know, Ben's another good friend of ours. He's a great dude. You know,
Ben.
he's just a different guy, and it's great. He brings something different to the table.
Though.
He does, and he's got deep thoughts and deep aspirations, and I love it. But it's different.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to play the same position on the team,
Right.
and that's the whole point.
Come on now.
But none of us can do it alone.
Yes.
Quarterback's not back there by himself with no O-line going, I'm going to throw it and catch it.
Right. Man.
Life is a team sport. The Christian life is a team sport.
Yes.
You will not make it by yourself. And I think we've bought into that lie.
I agree.
That's us.
I completely agree.
It's
completely
us.
agree. And we need to get out of that quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And so let's just talk about a few people that also can help. Okay, now we talk about kind of in the game what you can do, right? Let's talk about after the game.
All right.
Right?
Debrief.
Football. Monday morning meetings. Watch the film.
Film doesn't lie.
Film does not lie.
Film does not lie.
All right?
Well, I hate it sometimes.
So, hey, last week.
I didn't do that.
Right.
Right there.
There it is.
You see how your foot buckled?
Right.
When you
see that?
you tripped over your...
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you did do that.
Yep.
And want to see the next play? You did it again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did it, all right?
Looks like a pattern to me. Maybe you should work on that footwork, bro.
Woo. And so that's it. Our form.
Yeah.
Our form, right?
So what's that equivalent to in the Christian life?
Our form, maybe our walk.
Okay.
Right? Our walk. And like it could be arming up, right? Our prayer life. Right? Our prayer life. Oh. All right. Here's one. The playbook.
Okay. What's the playbook?
The Word of God.
Okay.
Right? It gives us these steps of how we should be, right?
Oh.
Right?
Hey, here's how you work this out.
Bro. Ephesians is one of those, right? This is who you are.
Ephesians.
I got this guy who he loves Ephesians.
I've heard of this book. Could you tell me more about it?
It's 6 chapters.
It's 6 chapters.
Beautiful
Okay.
books.
Okay, good.
Very symmetric. 6 chapters, right? The first 3 chapters of Ephesians kind of tells you who you are.
Oh, really?
In Christ.
That's fascinating.
It really is.
It is great.
And because of who you are in Christ.
Yeah.
Last 3 chapters tell you what you should do.
Really?
Because of who you are in Christ.
Sounds like something I should read.
I think you should. I highly recommend
I should?
it. I think you should. I think you'd like it.
Okay, so for those of you not following,
he loves Ephesians.
It's in my top 3 favorite books of the Bible, and I happen to be leading a Bible study in Ephesians right now. We just finished chapter 3.
Yeah. See? And so, get in your playbook.
Yeah.
All right? Learn the plays, because sometimes the left tackle hits because you were running the wrong play.
Oh, my goodness. It was a run play, but I was blocking like it was a pass play.
Man. I got into a fight with my wife that I know I should have avoided, but I just did that one thing I shouldn't do. You know what I mean?
Red flag came up, and you were like, what red flag?
What? Get in the playbook.
I think that's huge. I also think get in the weight room.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay. So linemen are generally pretty large.
Yes.
Okay. They're not like me. Okay. They're giant
pretty big
human
guys.
beings. Oh my goodness! I watch these guys, and you're like,
man, that's ridiculous.
300 pounds, and you move that fast. Like, you do a lot of squats. I can tell. You know. And
man.
then you watch these guys in the weight room. I don't know. Have you ever seen Aaron Donald's workout routine,
bro?
That dude's insane. I don't think he's entirely human. I think he might be like from a different planet.
Bro.
That dude is a monster. He's just gargantuan, and he's fast as hell.
Man.
But okay, I remember. I'm trying to remember who the player was. There's a player who was really good in college, but he was small. It was Brian Dawkins. Okay. He talked about how he was really good in college, but when he made the transition to the NFL, he's like, I had to put on 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't a big guy. He's only like 5'9", 5'10".
Really? Dang.
He is not large, but he's just jacked. If you've ever seen him, that dude was jacked,
he was
and he would play like he was 6'2", because but he was in the weight room. He put in the weight. So hey, if you're on the line, you're getting rolled. You need to get in that weight room. You need to do some squats. That guy's bull rushed you. He's pushed you over like a thumbtack.
Get your weight up.
Okay. Spiritually, we get our weight up. Disciplines.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything good in life is going to take discipline to get. Saving money, putting in the stock market.
Come on now.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Developing a deep relationship with your wife.
It takes discipline.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Loving your kids well. That doesn't mean you give them everything. Discipline. Yeah. Consistency.
Yes.
Going to work, showing up on time, making sure you're doing your job well. All these things, right? For me, prayer life is a huge discipline. Because here's the thing. I love to pray.
Yeah.
But if I'm not specific, I'm not going to do it. Same thing with Bible reading. Like if I don't schedule it, if I don't go, okay. Like for me, I get up, I go to the gym, I listen to an audio Bible while I work out. Okay, so that's my daily routine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in the gym, I'm listening to my audio Bible. That's my daily Bible reading. Then I read Bible at night before I go to bed. If I'm not disciplined in that, my life starts slipping.
Yeah, man.
I start noticing my footwork's no good.
Yeah.
And there's no condemnation to that, but it's going, okay, this works in other areas of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't like how my waistline works. Okay, I'm going to be disciplined not to stop at McDonald's every day when I come home. But it's right on the weight. Yes, I know. I'm going to be disciplined not to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, I need to eat less sugar. Today, my daughter walked up to me and handed me a popsicle. And I said no. I said, I love you. I'm not eating that. And one of my friends at church, so my daughter was on the greeting crew at church, and they were handing out icy pop, freezy pops, whatever they're called. And one of my friends was like, what? And I said, no, I'm not going to eat sugar. I've already had too much. Like I have a certain amount I eat every week. Yeah. I'm really careful about that. So it makes a difference.
Yeah, it does.
Discipline without love, though, is nothing.
Ooh.
Discipline without a purpose, discipline just for discipline's sake is useless. But if you go, hey, if I'm disciplined, I can make it to the Super Bowl and win. Look at Tom Brady.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously. He's 44 now?
He's up there now.
Okay. He's incredibly fit because he has this regimen of things that he eats. He has this regimen of things that he does. He's disciplined.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay? 20-year-old coming in from college is going to eat whatever he wants, drink whatever he wants, go party till 2 a.m. Tom Brady's in bed by 9. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Man.
So it's that idea of being disciplined. So discipline, checking the playbook.
Yeah.
Get in the Bible. I love that one. Get in the huddle. Get in those team meetings. Watch that film.
Right.
Hey, I'm going to sit down with Jeff. Okay? You saw how I interacted with my kids. What am I doing good? What am I doing bad? Hey, if I'm interacting with Jeff and I see him interacting with my kids, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Like, how can I become a better dad, a better friend?
Right,
you know?
right.
Hey, I see something in Jeff's life that concerns me.
Yeah.
I think your footwork's a little bit bad.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, I love you, bro. I'm worried about you in this area.
Man, every time you do that, this is what's gonna happen, and that's what seems to happen.
And that comes with time.
Yeah.
That comes with time together. So, kind of wrapping up. When we get hit from the blind side, and by the way, you will.
Yes, you will.
This is not an if. This is a when.
Yeah.
You will get hit from the blind side. Sometimes you get hit because you did something stupid.
Yeah, sure.
You held the ball too long in the pocket. Okay, and you got smoked. Okay, we've all seen that happen.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
Like, it's 10 seconds. Throw it already.
Man.
Do you ever remember? Are you Donovan McNabb fan?
Yeah, I like Donovan McNabb.
I loved McNabb back in the day. He had his it was like the miracle throw. It was like 4th and 20.
Oh,
and he's running around for 12 seconds, and you're just like, what?
I remember that. Yeah.
Is happening? He ran all the way back, and then he throws his beautiful pass, and it's a score. But anyways, I remember like, how long are you gonna hold that ball?
Yeah, seriously.
Normally that ends poorly.
That does.
But I think there's this great humility that we lack.
Yeah.
And going, okay, all right, where am I weak? Where's my blind side? How can I get with my brothers and protect that?
Yeah. And
work on that. Maybe that's discipline. Maybe that's getting in the gym. Okay. Maybe that's reading the Bible. Yeah. Maybe that's praying. Maybe that first step for you is getting in a small group at your church with a couple guys and going, okay, I'm struggling in this area.
Oh, come on. Let's talk about it. Football players play injured all the time.
Right? All the time.
All right? But if it's really bad, you need to let somebody know. Right?
Every time I plan on that ankle, it rolls.
Right.
I can't
I'm fine. I'm fine. Yep. My ankle's fine.
Nope.
Dude, your ankle's blue, and you're not putting any weight on it. So anytime a lineman takes you that way, they got you because it's over.
Your left calf is twice the size of your right calf. You are getting off the field right now.
No, I'm fine. No, you're a liability to the team.
Absolutely.
Okay? And that's it.
Ooh, I like that.
Struggle with this thing.
That's good.
I struggle with this thing.
That's good.
You know, and when this happens, I'm a shell of who I need to be.
Yep.
And I go back to I refer back to the person I never wanted to be in the first place.
Bad technique.
I mean? And so like you got to be honest about those injuries.
Huge.
Like my heart in this area is hard. We talked about it. That button, right? Hey, that button's getting pushed right now, and I can't function. Right? You have to be honest about that stuff.
That's good. That's good.
And so like we talked about it, like brothers, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking like coaches, like mentors. Bro,
oh my goodness.
I think it's something we don't talk about enough. To have mentors. Like you've been talking, like you recently you've been talking to a guy who's gone through very similar things you've been going through.
Yeah.
How much of a blessing is that?
It's huge. Having somebody who knows, and I love that. I love that, the coach idea, because you go to your coach and your coach goes, "I've seen 1,000 games. You've played in 10.
Come on.
I'm gonna tell you, I've watched the film. Like the best coaches, right? Yeah. They're in there. They're watching that film, and they're gonna go, okay, on 3rd and 4, this guy's gonna roll this way, because that's what he always does.
Come on now.
You've got to know that,
man.
Okay, what does this team always do? They love to blitz on 3rd down.
Man.
Okay, they love to blitz on 3rd down. We're gonna hit him over the middle. We're gonna bring that tight end out. We're gonna have that quick route.
Yep.
Right. I think that's so valuable, but again, that takes humility. It takes us going, and especially young men, and I don't know how many young men we got. I hope we have a few, okay?
Yeah.
Young men, and I'm talking, 19, 20, maybe even younger than that. Listen. I've been where you've been. Yeah. I remember. Yeah. That's something old people forget, okay? They forget what it's like to be young.
So true.
Okay?
So true.
Get somebody who's got more scars and has bled more than you, listen to them.
Yes.
They are going to save you so much pain. Trust me on that. There are people that try to give me advice I did not listen to that I wish I would have.
Come on.
And there's people that have blessed me. I've got some older guys in my life right now that just, they bless me richly because they've just got this wisdom. My grandfather's one of them.
Yeah.
My grandfather prays for me every day.
Amen.
Every single day. He prays for all of his kids, all of his grandkids, and all his great-grandkids every day.
Amen. Let's
okay?
go.
Man of faith.
Come on.
He's literally going, I'm ready to go home, Tim. He's in his late 80s.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Loves Jesus. Like, that man has taught me more about life just by doing it than ever by sitting down and talking with me. Okay? Guys who going through specific situations.
Yeah.
Having a guy who can sit down and go, hey, maybe alcoholism is your thing. Somebody can sit down and go, I remember, I've been there.
Yeah.
Here's how we walk through this. I will walk with you through this. Okay? Somebody who's like, yep, used to be a porn addict.
Yeah.
Used to be a sex addict. Whatever. Yeah. Man, I used to be a rage addict. I remember I've got a guy I was talking to a little while ago, like, just like, man, I'm always angry with my kids all the time. And I'm like, I've been there.
Right.
I intimately remember that. That is not where I am now. Here's some things that have helped me. And that's not a perfect thing, but that helps so much to be known and go, okay. And I think we lost that.
Yes.
We'll do a whole show on dads and
it's coming.
How we
it's coming.
As a culture. I'm trying to remember. There's a book that I read a while ago. It was just so good, and I don't remember. It wasn't wild. Maybe it was Wild at Heart. I remember, but it talked about how 100 years ago, 150 years ago, you did whatever your dad did.
Right. Yeah.
So education was like till age 9 or 10 when you got strong enough so you could work in the field.
Right.
Or you could be, if your dad was a blacksmith, you
go
do that. Or if you were a tanner or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, a young man would go do whatever trade his dad did. And so let's say it's farming, right?
Sure.
And so you're out, you're, plowing a field with your dad.
Yeah.
So all day you are with your father, and he is teaching you not just about, okay, how to plow a field, but he's going, okay, you see how this cow is bigger than this cow? So if you don't compensate for that, you're going to be off center, son. Your row is not going to be straight.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like life, son.
Man.
If you got things that, and then he's passing on that wisdom. 1900s come around, Industrial Revolution. Now, instead of fathers teaching their sons trades, now fathers are going off to work in factories.
Right, yeah.
Far away from home. Kids are spending more and more time in school, not necessarily a bad thing, but that time is time where those young men are not spending time with their fathers learning about life. And so we have fatherless generations because of war. We have fatherless generations because, hey, maybe your dad had no idea how to be a dad because his dad didn't know how to be a dad.
So I'll say this. You hit some great points. Spend time with the ultimate father.
Ooh.
Spend time with the ultimate father, right? Like,
I could not agree more.
In prayer, in reading, right? But, one thing we've been doing, especially in Bible study, sometimes we just get quiet. Like, what is he? Is he trying to say something to us? And if so, what is it?
That's invaluable. I know for me, people are wired differently.
Yeah.
I'm a type A, burn candle at both ends, go. That's my default.
Yeah.
Okay? I have a motor. I talked to my counselor about this. He goes, 5th gear, Tim. You're always in 5th gear. Yep. I'm always in 5th gear.
Yeah.
And I remember him telling me this. He said, Tim, the great majority of the meaningful moments in life are in 1st and 2nd.
Ooh.
He goes, you're going to miss those moments with your kids if you're in 5th gear. And I said, yeah, I did. I missed a lot because I was always in 5th gear.
Yeah.
So my encouragement is this, and maybe we wrap it up with this. If you're getting hit from the blind side, what's a step that you can take this week to work on this?
I think the first step, you've hit it a few different times, humility. Just sit down and go, hey, I'm getting beat up pretty bad right now. Whether it's my fault, it doesn't matter. In this moment, I'm getting beat up pretty bad.
Yep.
Have the humility to say that to yourself first and foremost.
Yes.
Pray about it, but also then see if you can just take that next step and reach out to someone.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
It starts with going, and I like what you said there because I think that we can overanalyze that.
Sure.
I think we can go, oh, well, it's my fault. My footwork's not good. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're getting your butt kicked because it's Aaron Donald on the other side.
Exactly. Oh, come on.
Okay?
Woo, you hitting it.
Like,
yeah.
Sometimes you're getting your butt kicked because they're double teaming you.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
sometimes you're getting your butt kicked because there's a safety blitz. Like,
right, exactly.
Sometimes you're just getting beat. The guy on the opposite side of the line from you is just better than you, and you need help. There are places where we are just weak. We are humans. In Hebrews, I love book of Hebrews, not as much as I love Ephesians. Okay, that's not true. Different books.
They got different things.
You have to have a really, really good understanding of the Old Testament law to love Hebrews as much as I do, because I love it. So I've got it pretty good. I don't think I have I'm no Hebrew scholar, but there's just so much in there. But it talks about how Jesus is able to sympathize with our weaknesses because he experienced all of them as a human being.
Yeah.
And if we don't believe we have an empathetic high priest who we can come to with our brokenness, then we're not humble enough. We're going to go, well, I can't tell anybody about this.
Exactly.
And your coach are going, dude, we know. We watch it out there. We want to help.
Man.
So have that humility, and it doesn't matter. It could be because I suck. It could be because they're really good. It could be the situation that I'm in is a bad situation.
Man.
Sometimes we have life situations that are bad, that we didn't do anything to get put in that situation,
right?
But it sucks. Okay?
Man,
the question isn't how you got there or whose fault it is. The question is, what are you going to do next?
That's it.
So I guess maybe we'll leave it here. Okay? Will you be honest about your blind side this week? Will you at least acknowledge it? And maybe even take that step to go, how do I start working on this? Have somebody I can talk to.
Yeah.
Somebody who can help out.
And man, look, go find people. Find people. And I'm telling you, they are out there. And
they are.
And it is risky.
Yes.
It is
scary.
Very risky and scary to do so. But without those people, I'm telling you, this walk is going to be a lot harder than it needs to be. And you know what? Sometimes you need someone to go, hey, you're doing a good job. Like, I know you're getting your butt kicked, but I see you.
You're working your butt off. I see it.
Man.
You're working hard.
I see you in the weight room.
Oof.
I see you watching film.
And the results are coming.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It ain't working out. I get that.
Keep going.
But you're doing a good job. You need that. I mean, sometimes
I agree.
You need someone to go, hey, come on, let's get it together. You know what I mean? But even in that, it should always be, in love. But it's just like, you need people. And I'm telling you guys, I'm saying this as a person who does not want people.
Amen.
Okay?
Amen.
Because people could hurt you. People have hurt me. And so, therefore, people could hurt you.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, as a person who's now really growing in that, people could bless you. And people could really come alongside of you in your deepest, darkest moments and really help you get through them. And it's everything.
It's a team. Everything. It's a team game.
Yeah.
I think we should leave it there. If you're going to be real and you're going to be grounded and you're going to walk with Jesus, we walk as a team.
Amen.
We listen to our coach and we work together.
Amen.
We're not doing it by ourselves. Until next time, stay real.
And stay grounded.
Thank you for watching the Real Grounded Podcast. We appreciate it. If you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you really liked it, share it with a friend. Send it to somebody you know. And if you hated it, well, then, do whatever. We really don't care about that part.
Yep, a great way to do that is all of your social medias with our social media. You can invite people to our pages, Facebook and Instagram at Real Grounded Podcast. Twitter is at Real Grounded Pod. So, you can also email us at realgroundedpodcast@gmail.com. So hit us up, connect with us, talk to us.
Stay real.
Stay grounded.